What place do you think Brandon Aiyuk came in an anonymous poll of coaches, execs, and scouts put together by ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, top 10 wide receivers in the NFL? Did he make the list, yes or no?
I thought about this, and I thought about it, and I mulled it over, and my gut feeling is no. He did not make the top 10.
I'm with you. I guess maybe just outside of it, maybe 11th, maybe 12th, something like that.
Somewhere in there.
We now have the list, but I've got it stacked, so I haven't seen it. I can only see who's on the top, and we all know who's on the top.
And he has to be on the top.
Yeah, it's Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, Jets.
Justin Jefferson. All right. So should we unveil it?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's go from the top down, though. Okay? Number 1.
And the director of tree killing has produced 74 pages of copy.
I know. He handed me an encyclopedia, and he doesn't even know what an encyclopedia is. It's too young. All right. Number 1, Justin Jefferson.
Turn the page.
Number 2, Tyreek Hill.
Makes sense. Second in the league in catches.
Number 3, Jamar Chase, Cincinnati Bengals. I like the player.
I like the pick, Mark.
Number 4, CeeDee Lamb, Dallas Cowboys.
Led football with 135 grabs last year.
Number 5, Davante Adams, Las Vegas Raiders. File Davante Adams' name over here in the left side of your brain for a separate conversation coming up next.
Threw his 4-year-old daughter an awesome dinosaur birthday party.
Yes, he did.
It's like
Thank you for bringing that up. It looks so great.
On receiver.
Okay, quick aside.
On Netflix.
My favorite moment that not like all the Kittle and Debo stuff. Debo's got the cutest kid I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh my God, he's adorable.
And George Kittle and Claire goals. Anyway.
Totally.
Davante's birthday party, my favorite moment is all of the moms of the other kids in the class who get invited over to the house. And they're in who knows where, Nevada, and they walk it. Nobody knows who Davante is. And they're just like, oh my God, look at your house.
Totally.
And you know they're all thinking the same thing. They're looking at this woman and they're going, what the hell does your husband do for a living?
Exactly.
This dreadlock gentleman, this large man over here, what does he do? And
pretty nice house. Pretty nice little crib.
So they start introducing, and they're like, oh, are you the dad? Yeah,
yes,
I'm the dad. Hi, Davante. And they're like, oh, Cheryl, nice to meet you, Davante. And then they go get like a chip and dip.
It's pretty funny.
And you're just like, when you're in the sports world, you're like, God, you weirdos, you have no clue what's going on, do you? It's so funny. All right, number 5, Davante Adams.
Put that over here.
Dinosaur birthday party thrower.
Thank you.
Right. Number 6, A.J. Brown.
Okay.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Highest ranked Brown on the list.
That is accurate.
Yeah, I'm trying to have something for everyone. Mixing it up.
Number 7, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Detroit Lions.
Turns out his dad was Mr. Olympia.
Mr. Universe.
Mr. Universe.
Mr. Universe.
That dude's got some muscles.
Dude, the Brown workout routine, the whole family, watch out.
The Brown home videos of Amon-Ra as an 8-year-old, and he's already, pushing plates. Pretty impressive.
So crazy. All right, here's where you're going to start getting names where you're like, ho, what?
Well, Aiyuk should be next.
Number 8.
He wants that Amon-Ra money.
Mike Evans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What year is it? Is it 2019?
It's 2024?
Yeah, I don't.
Hasn't Mike Evans gone over 1,000 yards like 27 seasons in a row? Seriously. What is the...
Last year he got 1255.
Mike Evans, the last time Mike Evans did not...
Never.
Go for 1,000 yards.
No, the answer is never. He's 10 for 10.
When he didn't play. 2013.
Yeah, he was in grade school.
He was in college.
Yeah.
Mike Evans has been in the league since 2014. He's never not gotten 1,000 yards. There was one year where he got 1,001.
Score it.
Count it.
And he had one year where he had 1,006.
Yep.
I'm just going to say this as we move on down the list. Mike Evans, Hall of Famer.
Probably.
10 years of 1,000 or more, and he's got 94 touchdowns.
And led the league last year in touchdown catches.
He's going to the Hall.
2013 at A&M, catching passes from Johnny Manziel.
There you go.
Probably had 1,000 yards.
I bet he did. I bet he did. Boy, that's something.
He probably has never played a football season and not had 1,000 yards. Going back to high school.
I would argue you're probably right. And boy, the dude is healthy. He has never played fewer than 13 games in a season. Ever.
Yeah. Through college, you're right.
Yeah.
Both years.
That's awesome.
13 games, 1,100 yards.
Get his high school numbers and get back to me.
1,400 sophomore.
That's awesome.
Thank
All
you.
right. Number 9.
It's got to be him.
Stephon Diggs, Houston Texans.
Down from 6 in last year's poll.
Yes, that's correct.
Which this is an interesting one because he should be a top 5 or top 6 guy, but he's so mercurial.
Well, yeah.
Enigmatic.
He's complicated.
He is. I wanted to go with mercurial.
He's a wide receiver is what he is. He didn't make the documentary because it would have only been allowed to watch it late at night.
I got you.
Okay. All right. We've arrived at number 10.
Okay.
Did he make the list or not? It is time to unveil the number 10 wide receiver in the NFL, according to execs, scouts, and coaches, and Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. Thank you.
Drum roll.
That is a really good, high-priced drum roll. Number 10, Brandon Aiyuk, San Francisco 49ers.
There you go. Apparently, he won a tiebreaker with Cooper Kupp thanks to his breakout season last year.
How do you break the tie?
I don't know, because he had a breakout season and Cooper Kupp was injured.
Because this is like his
highest
name
ranking
starts with B and
his
Cooper
highest
starts
ranking
with
was
C?
3. I don't know. He was ranked 3rd on this baby. Aiyuk has come a long way from starting his career in the doghouse.
Highest ranking means the highest that any individual in the poll ranked him.
Okay.
His lowest ranking was unranked. And last year he was unranked. So there it is. Brandon Aiyuk. Someone thinks he's the 3rd best wide receiver in the league.
An NFL personnel evaluator said, premier route runner with open field juice.
Oh, I do like the word juice.
I do too.
It works in a lot of different ways.
That's a pretty sweet comment. If I'm Aiyuk, I walk into John Lynch's office and say, hey, people are saying I'm a premier route runner with open field juice. How about you pay me?
All right. Honorable mention. Those who did not make the list but came damn close. Cooper Kupp, Deebo Samuel, Garrett Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, Nico Collins, Amari Cooper, and DJ Moore. And then in the others receiving votes category. So not close, but they got mentioned. They got some votes here and there. DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, Calvin Ridley, T. Higgins, Puka Nacua, George Pickens, Chris Olave, Michael Pittman Jr., DeAndre Hopkins, and Cortland Sutton.
Before we circle back to number 5, I do think it's interesting that in that list of honorable mentions, you had Waddle, Smith, and Collins. They all just signed deals this offseason, as did Michael Pittman Jr. Mm-hmm. And so if this list is any indicator of what people think about receivers, Brandon Aiyuk is ahead of all those guys, ahead of Waddle, Smith, Nico Collins, and Michael Pittman Jr. on this list.
Right, but he's behind Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yep.
On this list. Let's see. He's behind Tyreek Hill.
Justin Jefferson, who got a deal.
Set the market 2 years ago at 30, and he's still well behind Tyreek Hill. CeeDee Lamb has not signed yet. What's the Jamar Chase situation?
I was about to ask you.
He's a year earlier than Brandon, I think, right? I think Jamar is not extension eligible till next offseason, I think.
I think he's extension eligible because he's played 3 years.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that they're Got to do it now. I thought that he wanted to get an extension.
Well, who doesn't?
I know.
You know what I mean? So, okay. Now, why did we file Devontae Smith, dinosaur birthday party thrower, over here on the side? Now,
Devontae Adams.
Sorry, what did I call him?
Smith.
Yeah, that's the different Devontae.
Yeah.
Spelled differently, too. Devontae Adams, Las Vegas Raiders. Now, this may just be silly social media stuff, but hey, let's check in on it. There's a Twitter site called @49er Sports Talk, and it is suggesting or reporting that there is a rumor starting to circulate that with the trade request from Brandon Aiyuk, the Las Vegas Raiders are interested. And why would they be interested? Well, wide receiver is I guess a position of need for them. Certainly a young wide receiver would be a position of need for them. They are also not in win now mode. Devontae Adams is very much a win now player. And Devontae Adams has also spent the last handful of days on Netflix torching the situation without even realizing it. He just was mic'd up. And so his feelings during games have now been put on a national platform for all of us to see and hear. And it sounds like Devontae Adams is both in pain and not very happy with life without Aaron Rodgers. So be that what it is.
Right. Just quick aside, 10 seconds of watching the documentary. The amount of punishment that these guys take, and by these guys, I mean all football players. I need to remind myself when we get into the season,
brother,
about when somebody's like out with this injury or out with that injury, the things that these guys go through to even go out there and play. Devontae Adams, he's getting absolutely demolished.
Absolutely demolished. And who does he mainly blame?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Let's go live to Mark Grandy in the other room with this Devontae Adams update.
I'm just going to play what he said on receiver. Here it is.
That's 4 F-bombs in one soundbite.
F out of here before I lose my life. Like, if I'm the Raiders GM, I'm like, oh, wow, did anybody see this show?
Well, he came there to play with his college buddy, his college quarterback, who was traded the year after he got there. So, right. And he was left with Aiden O'Connell and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo, right. And so now Jimmy Garoppolo's gone, and so it's okay to put it on Netflix, but it's not like the Raiders have figured out their quarterback situation. They've got Gardner Minshew now.
The shoe.
Right? But if you're ranking quarterback situations, just situations in the NFL right now, I'm sorry, Spadone, right? Good morning. The Raiders are way down on that list. They're going to be south of 25 if you're ranking just quarterback situations, like who's got it figured out. Well, not them. So if I'm Devontae Adams and I'm north of 30 years old, but I'm still phenomenal, and I've only got a year left on my deal, would I be open to getting the hell out of there? You'd think. So it was a fun rumor yesterday for people to start playing with, and you even brought it up, Terry McLaurin. Like, let me back up a sec. Brandon Aiyuk's not getting traded. That's my position. But if we're going to go down this road, and let's say the 49ers are like, hey, if you're going to be this mad, there's nothing in this for us either. We can play hardball with you, but by the same token, does that help us? We need someone to be our top target opposite Deebo Samuel and George Kittle this year. And if you're going to mess around and not do it, maybe we should look at finding someone else to do it. So the Terry McLaurin thing gets played with, but the number one reason I would sort of reject that is that Terry McLaurin's got multiple years left on his deal at well over $20 million per year. And so that would not work for the 49ers, I believe.
Right.
Because you're acquiring McLaurin for Brandon and then probably kicking Deebo out the door after the year also. I don't want to lose both of them. I'm not into that. Well, so what about this proposal?
Well, Devontae does have 2 more years on his deal, but you can get out for 15.7 is the dead cap number.
All right. So the report says the Raiders are interested. The only thing it says, they're interested in Aiyuk, and any deal would include Devontae Adams. Now, if the Niners have flexibility to get out from underneath that after this year when Purdy needs an extension, but Super Bowl is like absolutely imperative this year. I know you've got to go through the whole learn a new system thing or whatnot, but Devontae is as cerebral as they come. He's as talented as they come. He is a phenomenal receiver. I know you start playing the whole 1 year game a little too much. All of that, you'd have to refigure it out, but it gives Pearsall another year. I'll put it this way. For fun internet rumors, I like this idea a lot more than I like Terry McLaurin.
Yes, he's a much